Have you been looking for digital products to sell online? Or maybe you already sell digital products and need the scoop on the most current graphic design trends for this year. Well, if either of those are you, you're in the perfect place because I've done the research and today I'm sharing 7 design trends that would be super smart for you to incorporate into your digital products this year. There are several different up and coming graphic design trends, but I've narrowed it down to these 7 that I think have the most potential to skyrocket your digital product sales this year. Let's jump in. Now, I do want to note before we get started that all of the trends that I'm talking about today came from articles that are straight from 2 of my favorite sources to get graphic design trend information from, and those are Canva and Creative Market. So I'll have both of those articles linked in the description box below if you'd like to take a look at those pages and explore further. Okay, the first graphic design trend we're going to talk about is called Pixelation. This trend is capitalizing on that pixelated and blocky look for fonts, typography, and graphic elements. These types of designs bring back a nostalgic feel and remind us of those classic computer animations from the 90s. When we're designing with this trend in mind, we're thinking along the lines of using grids, creating pixel art, blocky fonts, and pixelated typography. Normally, pixelated in a graphic design world is thought of as not a great thing, but with this trend, pixelated is all the rage. Moving on to trend number 2, which Canva calls flow and form. For this trend, we're thinking of combining fluid, organic shapes and outlines with fun, often oversized geometric shapes. This trend is super playful, using vibrant colors that are well balanced, giving somewhat of a contemporary vibe. Canva search terms that relate to this that are highly searched on the platform would be things like blob, outline, scribble, minimalist, and shapes. Overall, this trend has a lot of fun bringing together geometry and organic fluid shapes and outlines like the ever-popular boho blob. All right, we're about to move on to one of my favorite trends in this list, which is trend number 3. But first, I want to let you know about 2 freebies that I have for you today that are both linked in the description box below. If you are interested in selling digital products online, I've got you covered, friend, with these 2 guides. So the first one is my digital product starter guide. This is everything that you need to know to get started from A to Z, including what digital products are available to sell online, what softwares and platforms you can use to start creating your digital products, understanding digital product basics like sizing, resolution, and aspect ratio, and everything you need to get started and grow your profitable digital products business. And the second thing I have linked is my master list of digital product ideas. So it can be really confusing and intimidating when you're starting to think about possibly creating digital products to sell online. As great as that may seem, it can be a lot to try to figure out specifically what types of products are out there and what's the right thing for you to sell. So this is my master list. It's a list of tons of different digital product ideas for you, so you can go through the list to help start to narrow down what you might offer to sell online. Like I mentioned, both of those are completely free to you. You can click through on the links in the description after this video to download those and get them instantly delivered to your inbox. All right, let's go ahead and move on to graphic design trend number 3, which is straight from Canva, and this is what they call the bold rebrand. Canva's predicting a lot of major brands to be rebranding this year to be more appealing to the younger generation by using bolder, vivid, fluorescent colors and bold, rounded sans serif fonts. This trend gives off a completely positive, fun, and optimistic vibe with its neon color schemes and daring typography. Some terms on Canva that have been highly searched that go along with this are vivid and lively. You might also consider terms like bold, bright, neon, vibrant, electric, and as far as fonts go, sans serif. Speaking of fonts, let's move on to trend number 4, which is hybrid fonts. Creative Market defines this as typographic eclecticism. Normally, when we think of fonts and typefaces, we're thinking of specific categories like serif, sans serif, display, and script. But with this trend, font designers are more and more blending and creating hybrid typefaces by doing things like blending sans serif glyphs with serif fonts. These fonts are meant to be completely maximalist, loud, and bold, and what Creative Market defines as avant-garde and psychedelic. And this goes right along with our next trend, which is from both Canva and Creative Market, and this is Surrealism. Surrealism challenges the way we look at the world and encourages a fantastical escape from reality to imagine a new one. With this trend, we're thinking along the lines of fantasy art, ethereal designs, unexpected juxtapositions, graphics and layouts that are intentionally bizarre or ridiculous, and an overall sense of weirdness from another world, similar to what we've seen in fashion trends lately. This trend is especially valued by Gen Z because it focuses on a feeling that's nonconformist and allows for individual expression. Some search terms in Canva that we're thinking of along with this trend are words like dreamy, ethereal, and fantasy. And moving right along to our next trend, which is dynamic elements. With this trend, we're using elements that capture the viewer's attention through a sense of motion. This isn't just talking about animated elements, but even elements that are in static form. So we're thinking things like bubbles, liquids, 3D elements, molten metals, and abstract shapes. Even static images and elements can give a sense of motion and work dynamically to capture and guide the viewer's attention. Our next trend is from Creative Market, and this is what they call brutally bold. This trend plays on the brutalist graphic design style by capitalizing on clean lines, simple and bold typography, and vibrant colors. It also makes use of flat designs and layouts that are simplistic as opposed to 3D images or gradients that we might use in a different style. There are no 3D images, no gradients, just flat elements, stark color contrast, and strong lines. We're definitely wanting to use loud colors that clash as opposed to what we might normally gravitate towards, which are harmonious colors that work well together. This trend really pays no respect to conventional content organization or layouts like using grids or paying attention to balance. It definitely gives rebellious vibes, as it's meant to be a bit confusing for the viewer. Again, we're thinking of using plain geometric shapes, flat design layouts, and purposefully thinking of being unfinished and unpolished. So those are 7 of the top graphic design trends that are expected to skyrocket this year. So I hope that you're able to incorporate some of those into your digital products. And remember, if you need some help getting started with this whole world of selling digital products online, then definitely click the links in the description box below to grab my free digital product starter guide, as well as that master list of digital product ideas. I think both are going to be super helpful for you, and I can't wait to see where you go with your digital products business. Talk soon, friends.